Hello viewer, a warm welcome to Elimu TV where you watch and learn. This is our geography class Form 3 and our lesson is Lesson 3. Our subtopic will be the identification of physical features on maps. I am your teacher, Madam Abigail Rachel. So by the end of the lesson, the learner should be able to identify and describe physical features and human activities on the topographical features, that is of the map. And in our topographical features, we will look at landforms. So this will be our first identification. I will show you on how to identify various landforms on a map. To define a landform is a natural feature on the surface of the earth, and these landforms make a terrain, and their arrangement in the landscape is called a topography. So out of a natural feature on the surface of the earth, we have a terrain, and out of this terrain is what we will have a topography. And so the landforms include hills, plateaus, mountains, gentle slopes, etc. And for us to start identifying features on a topographical map, we will first have to look at various things for us to know or for us to remember in order to make work easier when it comes to the identification of physical features on the map. And so in our image here, we have an image of a contour, and the topic of this image is topographic maps show the shape of the land. So for us to look at the topographical features in this map, we'll have to look at the contour lines which show the elevation, slope, and relief. And when we look at our image, we have our first arrow that is on the right top side of this image, whereby you have closed circles represent hilltops. So whenever on a topographical map you see a closed circle, you will be able to know that it represents a hill. And next to it, we have contour lines show steepness, or the contour lines will show the steepness of a slope. So if you see contour lines, you will be able to judge if it's a steep slope or if it's a gentle slope. In the same image, we have 1400 meters. So this will be the index contour lines which show elevation. On the map, we have contour lines that are marked in form of meters, and these measurements they usually show the steepness of the elevation of a slope. We also have on the left-hand side, whereby you have the contour lines never cross each other. One thing that you should always remember on a topographical map is that contour lines will never cross each other. Looking at the types of slope, we will start with a gentle slope. So on a gentle slope, you have the contours. The contours are even spaced, so we do not have any contour lines that is close to each other, or the distance between them is not that large. So for gentle slopes, we normally see that the contours in them, they show a uniform gentle lines which are evenly spaced and widely spaced all the same. So for you to know on a map if it's a gentle slope, you just have to look at the contours. Are the contour lines evenly spaced? Are they wide apart? And the distance between each contour is a distance of 20 meters. So you'll be able to know if it's a gentle slope if it has the following characteristics: that is widely spaced, and they are evenly spaced up. A slope is going to be the steep slope. So in the steep slope, you have the contours, they are close to each other. And here we have a uniform steep slope on a map, which are evenly spaced but close together. So in our image here, when you look at the contour lines, they are close together. That means that this is a steep slope. If you look at the second image that is marked AB and shaded black, you'll see that when the contours are close together, this slope becomes. The next type of picture will be the picture of even slopes, and so in this picture of even slopes, we have the contour lines being widely spaced, and they are evenly spaced in between them. So the even slope almost resembles the gentle slopes. They somehow have the same characteristics. Let's look at the other type of slope, that is the uneven slope. So uneven slope is the opposite of the even slope. So in the uneven slope, here we have the contour lines. Some of them are widely spaced, some are close together. So it will translate into the slope being made of rugged terrain. That is, it is not in uniform, it is not gentle. So for an even slope, you have to look for the characteristics of some contour lines being close to each other, with some of the contour lines being wide apart from each other. An irregular slope. Irregular slope is the opposite of regular slope. So in the irregular slope, we have the contour lines almost resembling that of the uneven slope. And it is just the same, whereby we have the contour lines coming close to each other, and in the middle part of it, the contour lines are wide apart from each other. So they somehow resemble that of the convex slope. In this type of slope, it is indicated by contours which are close together at the bottom and widely spaced together. So in our image here, we have an image of the convex slope. If we look at the left part of this image, we have the slope here, the top part labeled A, and you have the down part labeled B. So the top part labeled A is widely spaced. With the down part labeled B, you see that the contour lines are almost coming together. So this is an image of a convex slope. Going on to the concave slope, it is normally curved inside, so it is curved going to the inside part of the diagram. So the contour lines are close together at the top and widely spaced at the bottom. So the concave slope is the opposite of the convex slope. We have an image of the concave slope, and in this image we see that it is the contour lines are close together at the top, while at the bottom the contour lines are widely spaced. So this is the opposite of the convex slope. We have another picture of the concave slope, whereby we have the contour lines at the top, that is the part labeled A. The contour lines are close together, while at the bottom part of the slope you have the contour lines being wide apart from each other. So this is the main difference between the convex slope and the concave slope. You have to look at the contour lines if they are widely apart and if they are close apart at the top and at the bottom. So we have come to the end of our lesson. And in the assignment, I'm going to ask you to name the types of slopes that you have learned today. So we have looked at the even slope, an even slope, a regular slope, an irregular slope, a concave slope, and a convex slope. So try finding the topographical maps from your schools, and try looking at them. You can also ask the assistance of your teacher.